Hello, 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 everybody. It is Friday, and welcome to Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. I am Tiara Williams, also known as Miss Black Hollywood. I am your producer and your host for today, so I'm double dutying today, y'all. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? As you're coming in, just give us a little wave. Tell us where you're from. Give us a little love. It's Friday. It's Valentine's Day. You put a little heart in the chat. Just whatever you want to do. Tell us if you got a Valentine, what you doing tonight. Let us know. We want to know. So y'all, I wanted to have a conversation because we are. What's so interesting is we are having a conversation around the blackout today, and I came across Dr. Frazier's. If you could take me off first. Take me off. I'm sorry. Take it down for a second. So I just got to give you some backstory. So I came across Dr. Frazier, Dr. C. Frazier's Instagram, and I saw that there was a blackout
George C.
happening.
Frazier. George
George
C.
C.
Frazier.
Frazier. Thank you, Constance. I came across George C. Frazier's Instagram, and it said that there was a blackout. I don't know if you all knew that there was a blackout, an economic blackout for us happening February 28th. And so I said, okay, cool. And I went about my business. I came back and saw this gentleman talking about a white man talking about his blackout on February 28th. And I said, I wonder, is that the same blackout that Dr. C. Frazier was talking about? So today we are talking about this blackout. I don't have my script in front of me, Gwen, so I'm gonna freestyle this thing today
Let's
because I
freak
don't
it.
have it.
Freestyle that
We
shit. Go
freestyle
up.
because it's Friday. I don't
Let's
have
go.
it, but that's what we're talking about today, y'all. So I want to just jump right in and introduce you to the queens and the king, some of my favorite people in the whole entire world, and that's a real thing. So I want to introduce you to Constance Carter, who is a wealth activist and my amazing friend, my co-host on Grow Your Money podcast. Marlo Layson, who is a TV and film producer. Me and her have worked on all of the things. We've worked on film together. We've done the things. She is one of my favorite TV producers and thought leaders. One of my very sister friends, Moya, who is a tax professional. She also has Legacy Over Loans, which is a scholarship program that she will teach you how to take your kids to college for free. Um, Dr. My good therapist friend, Joe Corley, who is also an educator, but also a therapist. And if you want to get your mind right, he's the one to help you do it. So, make sure that you know he has a couch and he's going to therapize all of this today for us. So, let's get into the conversation, y'all. I want to start with the video that I saw. What I told you initially, I came across Dr. C. Frazier's, but then I came across this video and it kind of threw me for a loop. So I want to know how you guys feel about this. Let's roll to the video.
My fellow Americans, the 24-hour economic blackout is coming. On Friday, February 28th, the People's Union will make its first move. Now, some of you might be wondering, why does this matter? What impact will one day of economic resistance really have? Let me explain it to you. For decades, they have told us that we are powerless, that we have no control, and that this system is too big, too strong, too unshakable. But here's what they don't want you to realize. We, the people, are the system. We are the ones who build. We are the ones who buy. And we are the ones who make this country run. Without us, they have nothing. So what happens when we stop playing their game? You see, the economy does not belong to the rich. It belongs to us, the people who wake up every day and keep this country moving. But instead of serving us, the system has been designed to exploit us. Corporations profit off of our labor while keeping wages low. Banks steal billions through inflation and predatory policies. Politicians accept bribes disguised as donations while ignoring the people. They have taken everything from us while convincing us that we should be grateful for the scraps, and that ends now. On February 28th, we are going to remind them who really holds the power. For one day, we turn it off. For one day, we shut it down. For one day, we remind them that this country does not belong to the elite, it belongs to the people.
All right. I feel like we've been saying that. Because okay. All right. So we've seen it. That's what I came across, and I was like, okay, right? Because that's what we've been saying as Black people. But I wanna get your responses. I'm not gonna go in yet. I just want to know, Constance. I'm gonna start with you because I see your lips is turned up and your face is look in a certain way. So I want to know what you think about this.
I just think we need to stop inviting everybody to the barbecue. Everybody can't come to the barbecue. Everybody's not invited to. Sometimes we got to have our own goddamn barbecue. Everybody is now, mind you, we need allies. I ain't gonna hold you. We need, but you ain't gonna come to my barbecue and you gonna take over the goddamn barbecue. Like you're not gonna just get on the goddamn grill on my bar. Just come in and fall in line, but you cannot take over the goddamn barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, right, because this is something that we've been doing since the 1930s. We've been doing economic boycotts since shit we got to the country, right? We've been trying to find ways to take our power back. And it was so interesting that he was like, my fellow Americans, this is what's happening, right? So it just didn't make sense that this would happen this way. I don't know why that just happened, but all right, we're gonna take that back. Moya, what do you think about this video? What's your response?
Yeah, I mean, well, my biggest thing is so I never heard of Dr. Frazier's boycott. I didn't hear about that one. I heard about Jamal Bryant's 40-day fast boycott on March 3rd. So, but I definitely agree that it takes all of us to showcase, but I just don't know what his ultimate goal was. I know what our ultimate goal was. Our ultimate goal is to say, hey, we have other alternatives, such as Black businesses that you can purchase from, instead of going to these big box stores. So I understand our goal. I didn't quite understand what his goal is.
Well, what I've
Because he's
deduced,
not combating DEI. Like, what is he saying? What is his
right?
thing?
I
Well,
love how she's so diplomatic, Tierra. I
yeah,
love how Moya be hella
right.
diplomatic and try to
Well,
give
what
people
I've
the benefit of
deduced
the doubt.
Yes. Well, what I've deduced from this situation, Moya, is that it is about this anti-Trump economy. People do not want to, the others don't want to invest in Trump's economy and support Elon Musk. And so it is that. It's very much, it doesn't have anything to do with DEI as, that's, I guess it's our fight. But, they just feel like this is unjust and that they are being, that their freedoms are being taken away. Marlo, what do you think
Come
of
on, Marlo. Come on, Marlo.
I am reminded of the first Trump presidency where all the white ladies got together with their pussy hats and they marched through the streets all over the country, right? So this is what is given what kind of hats y'all wearing to the march, right? I don't know what they're gonna wear, but that's what this is like. When I saw him, I muted him because I was like, my G, I don't know what you want. What you want from me, right? Because you couldn't convince your cousin not to vote for fascism. Now you want to involve me in it. And I don't want to participate, right? I'm going to keep doing what I do, always choosing Black business when I can, and, continue to scale back my contribution to American capitalism. But I've been on that train for a minute. So, everybody do what they want. We definitely need a boycott. I don't know if we need a gentrified or a colonized boycott, but a boycott is needed. And as my girl Constance said, allies are needed. But I feel like, won't you let the other people out front? Why you always gotta be the front man, right? We in the band. You want to be the Beyonce and Destiny's Child. Let us sing, okay? You fall back, son.
lift every voice?
Yeah, y'all
Lift every voice and sing, not yours.
just get in the
It's
back.
not called elevate your own voice.
Okay. So here's the thing, though. They're saying don't support these major corporations, Best Buy, Amazon, what are Walmart, all the places that are supporting. Here we go, Target, all the places that are right now supporting rollbacks and just kind of giving in. Again, this is I think, an anti-Trump message, right? This is an anti-Trump boycott. So, Joe, tell me this. What do you think? What do you say? Let's just start there. What do you say about this? I want to hear your responses.
What y'all want from the store? I'm gonna make a quick little run.
Where you going? What store are you going to?
I want something from the liquor store.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Go and give me something from the liquor store.
What store are you going to, Joe?
The corner store. Mr. Fred.
Okay.
I'm going to see Mr. Fred down at the corner store, man. Give me some Nihilators. What you want? Kool-Aid?
He said, that's all I got for you.
That's all I got for you, man. I ain't got nothing else for you.
I can't keep y'all together. So Moya said something so interesting
See,
though.
Moya
She
is the
said,
only one who got some sense up here today.
but that thank God somebody has it. Listen, thank God. March 3rd was the day she said that you said that
Dr. Jamal Bryant, the pastor.
there we go. So Dr. Jamal Bryant is saying, no, no, no. We're gonna boycott on March 3rd. Dr.
For
C.
40
Frazier
days.
is for 40 days. Dr. C. Frazier is saying, no, no, no. We're gonna do February 28th. Constance, is this the problem? Like we
Yeah,
can't get on one accord about what
yeah,
day we gonna boycott and how long we gonna boycott?
yeah, yeah. There's too many Indians and not enough Chiefs. But you can talk to us about it after we come back from the break.
Perfect. Yes, it is time for a break. Hallelujah. See, that's why I got it. All right, let's go to break and let's talk about it when we come back. It's a good show right here. But I'm biased. If you are just tuning in, you are watching Fly Nubian Money, where we help you master your mindset and maximize your money. My name is Tiara Williams. I'm also known as Miss Black Hollywood, and I'm the proud producer of this show because it is lit. If you want to receive notifications for when we go live Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. That's QUEENS to 87948. Also, if you want to grow your money and not blow your money, all you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. There's all kinds of resources, there's courses, there's free giveaways. There's just no reason to be broke in 2025. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoney.com. Obviously, you don't want to be entertained here. You want to know enough to grow. Wait, I need to put that on a shirt. You got to know to grow. Got to know to grow. So know and grow with flynubianmoney.com. Yes, y'all. Today I am the Puff Daddy of Fly Nubian Money. I'm the producer that's singing all in the videos, and I'm also on the show. I'm everywhere. I'm out here. Listen, and make sure that you know to grow and go to flynubianmoney.com. All right, so I want to jump back into this conversation. I was talking to Constance. You were telling me that there was not enough chiefs, and there was too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Go ahead, I'm
Yeah,
listening.
it's like we can't all just get into formation. And I understand there are a lot of leaders in this country, so that's fine. And I think you said more because I hadn't heard about Dr. Jamal Bryant's, but Pastor Jamal Bryant's. You said his was a fast.
His is a 40-day fast.
Okay.
But to also interject, there's also the Latino freeze that's happening on the 28th too.
Okay, that's cool. So we
Dolores
go.
Puerta.
So we're gonna do ours on February 28th. And we just gonna keep it focused on what it is that we're doing. So let's just make it very clear. Fuck it, what everybody else doing. What is we doing? Who are we boycotting? Where are we going? Where are we putting our money? Where we putting our business? All that other stuff. Because I was just saying about an hour ago, and I got a little riled up from when I was on it earlier. But the problem we have, Black people, is that our causes get watered down because we invite everybody to the barbecue. We invite everybody to the party. And then it takes away from ultimately what we need to be doing for ourselves. So when you have civil rights, everybody, we fought for Black people to have civil rights, right? Now everybody got civil rights. And now we woke. Now they take, and that's what I was talking about earlier. They taken the term woke and they bastardized it and they've watered our shit down and they made it about everybody else when it was really a Black vernacular that we've had since the 1930s. It's about us. Stop letting everybody bastardize our shit and let's get information and let's get focused on what the fuck we supposed to be focused on and forget about everybody else.
Well, I also think that everyone has had privileges, right? We've been the only ones saying exactly what the white man said in the video. We've said that same thing over and over and over again. Here's what we need to do. The corporations are taking advantage of us. Just the words, the verbiage that he used is basically what we've been saying as Black people. So it's so interesting that now everyone feels that. And I don't know, Marlo, tell me, Constance asked a great question. What is the plan? Who should we patronize? What should we do?
We should patronize Black people. We should
Mhm.
patronize Black business. That's our goal, is to grow a Black economy. Our goal is to get us, make America great again for us, right? Back when the dollar was circulating because it had to. Now we need to circulate that thing because we want to, and we understand that there is no inclusion, right? The people hate the DEI. Those are very nice words, right? That's the stuff you should be teaching your kids about diversity, equity, inclusion. The people say two thumbs down to that. We want exclusivity. So I say, play the game the way the game is being played and support Black, right? Wherever you can. Here's the issue. I can't get gas, right? So
I
does
was
that
just
mean I
about
need
to
to get
say.
gas early? Because I don't have no Black gas stations where I live. You got to get, other services, right? We are locked out of the supply chain in so many ways that, with the best intentions, I don't know if this is just an exercise in revolutionaryism, if that's a word, or if this is the beginning of something that could lead to something else, right? But I'm gonna keep saying all through 2025, Black supply chain, because it does not exist. And so while we can boycott certain things, you gotta look. If I'm driving to the Black business, I need gas, right?
Okay. But does okay. But does it matter? You're saying if we get it early, we're still getting it, right? I get it that we need it. So if you get it on what day is the 28th?
28th.
What is it? You get it on a Monday?
The 28th.
I know what day of the week is that. If you get it on a
Saturday.
Sunday rather than get it on Monday, like you're still patronizing that business. So does it have the effect, Moya, that we're looking for? If you get it on Sunday because you're like, okay, gotta go get my water, gotta go get my stuff, gotta go get. Does it really matter if we've already bought the stuff and then decided not to do it on the 28th?
I think the question becomes, where is the directory, as you are starting to put together? Where are the resources? Because we can say there are no Black gas stations, but really, are they? Because usually when you're a gas station owner, you don't put Black owned in the window. So how would we know unless they raise their hand and say, you can utilize my services? We hope they're not going to pull what they did in the 90s LA riot, where they just put Black owned signs and they're really not Black owned. They just don't want to get brutalized and vandalized. But real businesses that are vetted and they're Black, we need an outlet and a way for them to say, come patronize at mine. And that's what the Black Chamber of Commerce, the National Black Chamber of Commerce, is attempting to do. They said they have 300,000 businesses listed.
Okay. All right. Well, cool. That is. I'm just thinking about. I'm just still thinking about that, Constance. Like, so we get our list. We have our list. We're boycotting. What is the next step? What is the plan? So on the 28th, we've done this thing. We haven't bought anything non-Black. We've just patronized Black people. Then what happens? Like,
I
what should be
say,
our next steps? Is it something that we keep doing? Should we join the 40-day fast? Like, then what happens?
I say that's the start. If we can all get disciplined and just get behind that first day, because you say, okay, what do we do? And that's the first thing I think is, okay, we're gonna buy everything up on the 27th, or we're gonna go back on the first, and then what? Then they're gonna still get their money. But I just think that's the start to kind of get our minds wrapped around the idea of boycotting. So if I could say, okay, I'm not going to patronize Target on the 28th, then I'm going to make sure that I don't patronize Target on the 1st, and then the 2nd, and then it's just part of what I do. And what it does is it sends a message. We only really need 10% of Black people to do this for a week, and we can actually cripple these businesses. 10% of Black people, if they can not go to Target or not go to Walmart for 1 week, just 10% of us, we can actually cripple their businesses.
You brought up something really important. Mindset. So I want to talk to Joe about that. What's some shifts, just as a therapist, I know that we've dealt with a great bit of trauma as a community. We just sometimes it's hard for us to unify. What are some ways? I know that's conditioning. I know that. But what are some ways that we can start to unify and look at each other, I think, as sisters and brothers, and just kind of make that shift? Joe, how do we do that mentally?
Honestly, it's going to take a lot of unlearning and learning, right? Like you said, it's conditioning. You can't dismiss conditioning. Over time, we as a people, as a community, have been conditioned to believe one thing, and mainly that thing is that we need all these other people in order to survive. Especially white people, we need them in order to survive. Because every single time that we've tried to step out on our own and conduct something, just for us, it's interrupted or destroyed. So we have to unlearn, a lot of that conditioning and then learn the reality. A lot of folks, when you come out, more than racism, I get annoyed by cooning more than racism because the cooning, like every time they step out and start cooning, like everything, all their logic is not based in fact. As a matter of fact, is based in fiction. So as pushing out as much facts as we possibly can, and also work from within. Like you have to do your own thing. So you have to start with like what we talking about right here. We have to start with ourselves before we can start going out and trying to push people to do this and do that and do that. Because if we're just going to stress ourselves out trying to push grown people to do things that we don't want, that we want them to do. Um, so I know I'm sitting here listening to y'all, and I'm like, I'm feeling exhausted. Just listen.
Mm.
I'm already exhausted because I know these Negroes is not going to do what we needed them to do in order to make change for ourselves. They're just not going to do it. And I hate to say that, you know what I mean? Because I want to have optimism. But it seems like the surplus of coons is like rising to the top these days. Like it's just a bunch of them, man. And they public too. They're not
Go
even
away,
ashamed.
Joseph.
They
Go
coons
away.
in. Okay.
The
Okay.
surplus
That's
of the coons, the rise of the coons.
Rise of the coons, man. Rise of the coons, man. I'm tired of
oh,
it, bro. I'm tired of it.
okay. I'm gonna take a minute and I'm gonna take this moment to go ahead and tell everyone to if you have a business or a black business, this is exactly what we need. Go ahead and put that in the chat. As we go to commercial, I want you to literally put the name and your website and all of the things in the chat so we can start to think about like what we cannot coon, like Joe said, we can support one another. So let's go ahead and take a break and we'll be right back. I know you're busy, you got things to do, and you can't take us on the go with you every single day. Good news for you. We are now on Spotify. So if you can't watch us, now you can listen to us on Spotify. Search Fly Nubian Money and all the episodes shall appear. All you have to do is like, subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, leave some comments, tell people how you love us so that when other people come along and are looking for a great show to watch, they can find Fly Nubian Money too. One last thing, and just in case you've been sitting under a rock, Fly Nubian Money now has an investment club. We are the Fly Nubian Money Club. It's easy. All you have to do is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com, and I am committed to bringing in top experts from all industries to help you level up. They're teaching us the skills that we need to compete in this market. We often say that nobody is coming to save us, not the government, but guess what? We're coming to save us. I'm coming to save you with the Fly Nubian Money Club. So listen, all you have to do again is go to flynubianmoneyclub.com. We have a 30-day free trial set up just for you, just for those people that are struggling. Even if you ain't struggling, you ain't got to struggle. I'm coming. Okay, let me stop playing. I'll see you soon. Yes, make sure you go to flynubianmoneyclub.com because the coon surplus is high. But listen, Joe, that you brought up a really good point because here's the thing: we have not, as Black people, always been this way. The coon surplus hasn't always been high. We actually we have a rich history of being very disciplined and actually loving one another. I want to make sure that because it's so easy to fall into these narratives, and I always talk about these stories that we buy and we purchase and we hold and we put up as a mantle or a shrine in our house that Black people ain't shit. But I just don't believe that. I think it took for me to get out of my house and travel around the country with Dr. Boyce Watkins for him to show me that there are these groups and pockets of Black people all over the country that actually are on code. It's just a matter of us being in connected. And I think that's the issue. I think having a way to communicate is the issue. That's it. I think if we all understand that, you know, the AKAs were able to get on call with Kamala and raise millions of dollars overnight. I know that narrative can't be true. We just don't know. We're not on code. So let's go to a video that I saw, just to prove that the history of what we've been doing basically is, this is something that, this ain't new to us. This is what we've been on. This is what we've been about. So let's go to that.
A national anonymous effort called Blackout Monday asked people across the nation to buy at only Black-owned and operated stores today.
We should support each other.
The protest asked people to choose where they buy, to stand in solidarity with the family of unarmed Ferguson teenager Michael Brown. A white police officer shot and killed Brown a few weeks ago.
This is family.
Leon's is the city's oldest Black-owned grocery store. The owner's grandson says people should support those who have supported the Black community in days of struggle.
He was so loyal to his people that he chose to stay here so they would have a grocery store in this community, supporting each other. I mean, like we used to. Just showing that we care about each other.
And African-American owned and operated businesses we talked to today said the Blackout Monday effort did help them cook up new business. More solidarity means more money. More money means more power.
Yes, it has. Our Mondays are typically busy, but today has been busier.
I think it's a great movement.
But he thinks people should support what they love all year around, not necessarily because of an issue he calls divisive and racial.
I'm going to support business if they're doing good business regardless of color. I think it's something that we should do regardless of Ferguson.
In Kansas City.
I love that. This is something that we should do year round. He did say
Joe had a
regardless
cool
of color.
spot.
He
Joe's
said
reaction
regardless
to
of
a
color.
cool spot.
Okay, so there always got to be, coons like chicken. So there was one person that got on camera that was like, I mean, we should do this regardless of color. But what I did hear, what I heard, Joe, I heard what you heard, but what I heard was that this, I mean, we usually are busy, but this has been great for our business. This day, this movement has been good for business. We should do this all year long. That's what I heard. Constance, what did you hear?
I heard that this is something that could happen. I heard that if we get information, and I think, I think after January 6th or after the election, we kind of kept asking ourselves, what is that one thing we can get behind, right? We kept saying, what's that one thing? And I think this might be that one thing, the first thing, and then just go from there. But I think this could be that one thing that we all get behind.
Yeah. What did you hear, Marlo?
I heard a Black community can thrive in and of itself, right? There's a pathway for Black communities to grow and build. And I think that discipline is what's needed, but also we got to get out of, social media, the retraining of our brains according to social media. Everything got to be lit, right? So going into your neighborhood restaurant, no matter how good the food is not really a lituation for your Instagram followers, right? And because people are now designing experiences with social media in mind, we might have to, y'all, break up a little bit with social media and our obsession with being stars, right? Because part of it is people want to be seen, right? It ain't happen if you ain't posted. That's how we rocking in this day and age. And I feel like, we gotta, y'all, Glorilla, the people were saying Glorilla got a BBL, right? Glorilla did a video and she was saying, I didn't get a BBL, but I got discipline shots right here and right here. And I never said I loved something Glorilla said before, but I love that. And I need all of us to go get those same discipline shots that made her booty a little plumper and made her waistline a little smaller. I want us to get those same discipline shots for bolstering and building our community, because that's what we need. That's what we lack.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that.
I just want to give a quick shout. I just want to give a quick shut the fuck up shout to Anonymous. He's in the chat. Shut the fuck up.
Welcome.
Coon. Good morning.
Another coon.
Good morning, Anonymous. You're always welcomed here to get talk, because you be coming talking shit. I welcome it because I
do too.
I love it because that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna tell you to shut up because you be doing too much. But I mean, there's people that think like that, so we gotta welcome the coons when they come in, so we know what's happening. We see you. We see you. All right, y'all. So I just want to. So okay, Moya, what is this? I want to make sure that we're getting this. The story. I need to make sure that we're hearing things that are optimism, and that you don't always have to hear optimism, but some hope in there. So what did you hear? I like story. I want to hear what you heard.
Yeah, no, I heard the same thing that everybody else heard, that it's possible. I think that's one of the things that we have to remember, that it's possible, but we have to plan it out. One of the things with the Montgomery bus boycott is they started with one day, and then from there they had another 140 stations where people can go ahead and pick up rides. The taxi drivers, they lowered their cost to match that of the bus fare. So we have to really get disciplined to know what are the avenues that we can also use.
You heard Coon, Joe? Before I move on, I just want to make sure. Is that all you heard? Was it Coon?
No, 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 no. Listen, Ferguson. Listen, I went to high school there for a year. My parents are buried there. Like I know that community, so I know what's possible there and what's not. But it makes me having lived there for portions of my life, it just brings me up a question. Like, if you go to that city or that community, you're going to see a lot of businesses that are not black owned, but you're not going to see those people who own those businesses live in those communities. So they're coming in from wherever, like you never see. Like I go to St. Louis all the time. I don't see these people. I don't know where they at. All I see is black people everywhere, but they don't own the businesses. So I'm really surprised to see that grocery store. I'm glad to see it's possible, but knowing that community like I do, there's a bigger problem at hand.
Something that a good sis of mine says all the time is to Google that shit, right? Good sis Constance Carter, right? Last night when I was doing my research for this topic, I saw so many black owned businesses. I'm talking about paint businesses, all kinds of random things on TikTok. And I just thought, wow, they're right here. All we got to do is Google it. Whatever you need is on the internet. And I, like Moya said earlier, there is this or maybe it was Marlo, but there is this narrative that we don't, the only thing that we do is make lotions and incense. But I do think, and that's not what you guys said, but but you can't find what the essential things. You can't find those things, but you can. With a little bit of research, I think we can find it.
But
I
like
want
Joe said, though, I think it's important to understand that that is really exhausting. So you're saying I have to find from where I get my toilet tissue all the way down to where I get my gas. And remember, I still got to be a mom. I still got to do pickups. I still got to do homework. I still got to work. Like that's where
yes,
I think it gets to be like, wait,
But it
what?
goes back
but we
to how do you
gotta.
it goes back to how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time. So I think what happens is people think, oh my God, this is too big. I'm not gonna do nothing. Start with one thing. Start with one thing.
Right. But can we go out of our way just understanding the effect that it'll have? What we know is that we have a $2 trillion spending and economic power. What we also know is 2% of that is being spent in our communities. So just doing that little extra, just a little extra. You would rather give it to Jeff Bezos, or would I rather give it to, a black thriving business? And I think that if I can make it work in that way and know that I'm contributing and raising that 2% up to 10%, and then that 10% up to 50%, I think it'll make a difference. It's just those small sacrifices that we have to make for one another. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I see the problem with it. If we're just changing our mindset around it. So what do you say, Moy?
I was just going to say, I think it also requires a level of us being tailored to it, because when we talk about Amazon, like I'm here for Walmart, for Target, but Amazon, that means do I cut off my Audible? Do I cut off my Kindle subscription? How do I, like Amazon seems so huge. That's almost like saying I'm going to delete Facebook, but I'm still going to use Instagram and WhatsApp.
What do you say about that, Constance?
Eat one bite at a time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think it
Okay.
requires us to be focused.
Yeah. So just start small. I mean, and buy black wherever you can. But if you could focus on one thing, like a Target, like a Walmart, and cripple them, just a collective, just cripple them. Like, let's not make things too more difficult than it has to be. Just small things, and then as we start incorporating, as we start growing, because we don't have the Amazons and stuff, but we can. So as we start crippling those businesses, we're gonna, we'll be able to make more effective change. So I think that's what we can do. So
Let's put some of these things in perspective. Can we go to some of the stats that we have?
she said, great.
All right. Okay. Black owned businesses grew over 30% from 2017 to 2021, but still receive less than 2% of venture capital funding.
That's true.
Okay. All right. Black buying power. Black Americans spend, well, now we know it's as of 2025, it's $2 trillion annually, but less than 2% of that stays in Black owned businesses. Okay. If Black people stop spending for just one day, the US economy could lose billions of dollars in revenue. Let's just stay there for a second. Let's just stay there for a second. I want to talk to my wealth activists about that. Can you take it off the screen? We'll come back to the stats in a second. I just want to park there for a second. Um, Wealth activists, can you help me understand? So if we can, in one day, if we stopped patronizing these bigger businesses and corporations, we could tell me how that would work, just in the long term. Like, what is a plan that we could put together? Now we know, now if we know that we can dismantle, basically, I don't know if we know the power that we have, right? So if that is our power and we have the power to really like cripple this economy, what does that look? Can we put a plan together right quick? Like in in ways that we can do that.
Yeah, I think that is it. I think when you put it in perspective and we really understand our power, then that's how we can kind of make a difference. We have $2 trillion in spending power. If we were a nation, we would be the 10th largest nation based upon our consumption, based upon our spending. Like we can do damage if we all got in alignment. But all Black people don't think the same because we're not a monolith. And so if we can just get a good percentage, maybe we don't have everybody doing it in one day, but maybe we have, like I said, the 10% in 1 week. But if we could just get those people to get information, yeah, you would see the reason why Target and Walmart, they didn't even have to say we rolling back DEI. They didn't even have to announce it. Right? They didn't have to say anything. They could have just done it and not said anything. But they did it because they don't give a fuck about you. They get it because they don't respect you as their consumer. They get it because they don't value you as a consumer. That's the reason why they were so able to say it so boldly, publicly, is because they don't value you as a consumer. They don't value your dollars or your spending. And that's the reason why it's so important for us to say, okay, cool. You don't value me. I don't value you. And I'm no longer going to spend money there. It's just, and then for like someone to say, oh, what happens to the Black owned businesses that are there? They have other places that they also have online where we could buy. They're not exclusive to Target. There are other places. Just, you can still patronize them. Just don't do it there. So I think once we understand our power, I think for so long, because we didn't really understand our power, we've been powerless. Right. So if we keep having these conversations, say Black people, we powerful. It's like that affirmation. You keep telling them over and over again, maybe they'll start to believe it. We are powerful. We can make an impact. When we see things happen and we start to see the change, then I think we'll start to get in the movement. We'll get that momentum going, and then that movement will start to happen. And then they will say, oh yeah, because at the end of the day, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. That's what it's about.
Okay, I'm gonna sit on that for a second. We're gonna park there, y'all, and take a break. But I like what you're saying, and I want to kind of come up with a plan before we leave. Right? That's my goal for today. I don't want anyone, the 284 people that are here today, to leave without a plan of some sort, so we can get information. Because I think we come together and be like, we need to get information, and then we run away. It's like, okay, well, where do you want me to stand? Where do you want me to go? What do I do? And so I think the next 20 minutes should be us putting together a Fly Nubian Money blackout plan for the 28th. What we gonna do, y'all? So let's go to commercial, and then we'll come back and make a plan.
Yeah, before the real boss.
Hey, Stars and Javette, Brand Your Brilliance Coach and Monetization Strategist. I am partnering with the Fly Nubian Money Club to help you turn your natural gifts into big business. I help my clients build 6- and 7-figure businesses by branding their brilliance. That thing that comes easy to you, the thing that you can do with your eyes closed, that thing, that's your brilliance. And now it's your turn. Join me on February 22nd at 10 o'clock a.m. and I'll walk you through strategies that can change your life and business forever. Don't miss this opportunity to brand your brilliance. I'll see you in class.
All right. Yes, go to Fly Nubian Money Club, y'all. We have Dr. Lene Javette who is coming to teach us how to monetize our gifts. Those natural things that you know how to do, she is going to teach you how to turn them into big business. So make sure that you check us out next Saturday. Next Saturday, the 22nd, we are going to get in this room and learn how to level up and how to use our natural gifts to make us money. All right, so let's get back into this conversation because I told y'all we was gonna make a plan. But before we make the plan, I feel like I need to read a little bit about the past boycotts and the economic boycotts that we've done in the past to kind of help us figure out where to go. All right, so let me find my notes here. All right, so I'll start with don't buy where you can't work. All right. In the 1930s, Black activists protested white store owners who refused to hire Black workers. These campaigns helped create jobs for African Americans during the Depression. From the Montgomery bus boycott. From 1955 and 1956, Black residents of Montgomery, Alabama, boycotted segregated buses in response to Rosa Parks' arrest. The boycott lasted nearly 13 months, 381 days to be exact, and it is considered one of the most famous in American history. The Milwaukee Schultz beer boycott. In 1967, the Milwaukee NAACP Youth Council boycotted Schultz beer to pressure the city to pass an open housing law. Here's what I know. It's like we've been saying, when we have a plan and when we have focus, we are fire as a people. We can raise the money. We can go to the, it's like we gonna get on. Listen, y'all get in formation, but Beyonce come out with a cowboy hat on with some cowboy boots and be like, I'm going on tour. Sis, let's go get our bedazzle and cowboy hat. We going, right? For people get information for Renaissance, y'all went out with glittery shit on and all of that. So I know we know how to do it, right? I know she announced that she's going on a Cowboy Carter tour. I already seen Black women talking about let the cowboy in me come out, baby. Like we know how to get information. And so I want to come up with a plan. So I want to start with Moya. Let's build the perfect plan, right? If it were you, if let's just do a Fly Nubian Money plan. So I want you to add something to this plan. On the 28th, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Tell us what you're
So
going to do.
there could be like a text chain, like making sure I have a text chain of friends and people to let them know, like these are the other options for that day, utilizing Fly Nubian Money's business directory, sending them the link so that way they know.
Okay. So we're going to have a text chain. The chat, I want to know too. Hey, y'all, family in the chat. I want to know. I want y'all to add to this plan. This is the official Fly Nubian Money boycott plan for the 28th. So we're going to get a text chain, which means that you can email your friends and family. You can just start with your friends and family and say, here's what we're going to do, y'all, via email, or you can text them. All right. So Moya, I love that. Marlo, let's add to it. What else should we do?
So, taking guidance from what you just said about how the girlies grabbed all the sparkles and the bedazzles and everything, make it fun, right? Share the things that you have purchased at Black-owned businesses with your friends, with your family, with your social circle. Share the experience that you had. Hopefully, it's all good experiences. Don't share no bad experiences. Stop doing that shit because y'all don't do it to white folks. But share the experience, make it lit, make it a lituation, take pictures, the same thing that y'all do for these major brands that don't take care of y'all, won't give y'all a seat in the restaurant, put y'all out the Starbucks because you gotta pee. The same energy that y'all give to those products, give it to the Black-owned businesses. Make it fun, make it exploratory, do recommendations for your friends. Oh, you gotta go here, you gotta go there, so people can learn places that they can patronize other than the mainstream places that have commercials on radio, TV, and every website that you stop at.
I love that. So we're going to do a text chain on the day of the 28th. We're going to create content like, hey, I just got to blah, blah, blah barbecue. It's fly. Look at the food. It looks delicious. We're going to make content or or verbalize that we are going and doing these things and put it on the internet? Yes? All right. Okay. Constance, what we doing?
First of all, I want to say, Gwen, you're so messy. Why you put that white man's thing up on the screen? Clean yourself out, motherfucker. Ain't nobody invite you to the barbecue anyway.
White man here. Sorry, what do you say? I'll see myself out. Oh, okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Nick. We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Peace. This conversation wasn't for you, homie.
Blacks only. Go ahead. I don't know. Not really.
I didn't say that.
I'm just talking. That's blacks only. I'm just playing. Nick. You can say if you want. You can learn from black people. I think we're all, Go ahead, Constance.
I disagree with them. I say that we got to tell everybody this. That's the thing about it is, and I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about the text chain, but I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But I didn't tell my friends and family about it too. Like, yo, we got to do this because I think if we shared it with each other, then I think it would catch on. Just like when we all got the text message. Y'all got the text message when the AKAs did the Zoom call for Kamala, right? Everybody got a text message. Everybody. I got 3 or 4 text messages from a lot of different people. So yeah, go on and pass that text chain around to all your friends and family. I love that.
And we ain't even AKAs. I'm like, how they get my number?
Right.
How the AKAs get my number?
Right.
So like, if we're thinking about that, like your number is, people can get it easier than you think.
Yeah.
Right? Like how easy it was to get on this. I'm like, how do I know about the Zoom call that's happening at 7:00? And okay, but they broke the internet with that. So just know that we can do that in a short amount of time. Like people got it and was like, oh baby, I'm coming. Kamala, I'm coming for you, sis. So just know that it's possible. Joe, what do you say? Go ahead and add a log to this fire, to the plan.
No, I would say that we need to create as many spaces as we can to either vent and also educate. I think there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of things that people just don't know. I don't even want to say misinformation, like some just stuff we don't know. So creating rooms and spaces where we can talk about these things and give people the opportunity to learn about why we're doing certain things will help motivate them to stay engaged with whatever it is that we are trying to accomplish. What is the impact of boycotting this? What is the impact of supporting each other? What was the actual outcome that we expect to see? So I believe we just need education and spaces to vent.
Okay. Just like a true therapist. We need spaces to vent. We need okay.
Because
So
it's gonna be frustrating. You know what I mean? Like this is
yeah.
not an easy thing we talking about.
Yeah. Bring up what Double A said. Hey, Double A. Double A, text me. I feel like we friends. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. Bring up what Double A said. She said that we also need to stop. Maybe folks can stop buying these high-end designer brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton,
I
etc.
love that.
It's so funny that speaking of mindset and how even that is conditioning, right? Good marketing.
Master P can't sell a sheet.
Those brands give you self-esteem. They make you feel like, if you don't have power in your own life. If I have a Louis Vuitton belt, even though everything else is from Walmart, somehow that thing makes me valuable, right? But you valuable without it. Like you still dope without being like Louis Vuitton from head to your toe. Without being the Louis Vuitton Don. All right, I want to go back. Let's go back to the stats for a second. I want to make sure that I get through them because my producer is gonna kick my butt. The producer of the producers gonna kick my butt. I'm gonna go back. You got those, Gwen? Okay. Let's go back to it real quick. All right. And move the banner for me, please, because I can't read. The Montgomery the bus boycott, like I said, lasted 381 days and forced major economic changes in public transportation. All right, I told y'all that already. Many Black people work for major corporations like Walmart, Amazon, and Target. A long-term boycott could hurt Black employees in these industries. Now, take it down for me. Okay, I had never considered that. So what do you guys say about this for people that actually are hired by these companies? How do we, when we boycott them, do we not support them? Do they not go to work? Because that was another video I saw. Can you take that down for me, Gwen, please? I'm sorry. So somebody said that a blackout is basically like privilege at its finest, right? Where people get to say, like, I'm not going to do this. And they have the luxury of doing that. So, what would you all, and this is really a question for all of you, what would you say to those people that feel like that blackouts are a privilege, for privileged only?
Look at the bus boycott in Montgomery, right? People were threatened to lose their jobs. Yeah. People, like, all the same threats existed then that exist now, but it was probably worse because most Black people were beholden to working for white folks, right? So there are going to be, if I were white, I wouldn't even care about casualties, right? They just be doing shit. They just be moving and they don't worry about the collateral damage. They just be like, we know collateral damage is coming. I wish that there were a proper answer, but like, there will be collateral damage in the pursuit of this kind of economic independence that we all are striving for. My hope would be that people, we would be funneling money into Black businesses and they would grow in a way that they could hire Black people, right? But there are no guarantees because this is war. This is an economic battle.
Casualties of war.
Casualties of war. Okay, Constance, what do you say about that? So, okay, all right, I hear you. So I would say if we could spend more money with more Black businesses, then that means that more Black businesses could hire more Black employees. Like there is a web that I think that we're missing. So even those, listen, I didn't work at Target. I worked at Target when I was in New Orleans, baby. Let me tell you something. I think I made $7. I think I made $7 an hour, $8 an hour. I was like 21, whatever. And every time I walk into a Target, I like smell the smell of Target. It's like the same. It reminds me of. It's a mess. It's traumatizing. So it's not like they're getting paid a lot of money. I'm sure that's not the deal now, but I'm saying it's like it's not, they don't have to be loyal to Target, right? So do you see the chain? Do you see the chain? Are we noticing that if we can spend more with ourselves, then maybe we can hire more and we can build as a community? Constance, what do you say?
Well, so it brings me back to about 3-4 months ago. So I told you guys, I think maybe I had a conversation with Tierra out here. Marion Barry is like the second coming of Jesus Christ. Outside of DC, everybody, when you think of Marion Barry, you think of crack. Inside DC, he's Jesus, right? They love this man because he's brought so much economic opportunities to Black people here. So a few months ago, there was this pizza chain, this white-owned pizza chain. They thought they was being slick. And so they did this little Marion Barry Knott's dessert, right? Which was like a play on words and like a drug, right? They were basically saying it was a drug. Do you know these motherfuckers out here shut that business down? Do you hear? They boycotted the shit out of that business. I forgot it was there in DC. But when I tell you, man, and so that was one of the things that people were saying, well, what about their employees? They have Black employees. Well, how are they supposed to survive? What happens to them? Nobody. And this was a very popular pizza place. And so Friday night, I remember Easy Street. He's a popular DJ out here. He was going over there. It was quiet as a mouse. It was silent. Nobody said nothing. There was no customers, no nothing. So it lets me know two things. One, when we want to, we can. If we all collectively come together and we have a cause, we definitely can make a change. But two, they got their asses in alignment. They apologized. They made donations. Like they did all the things to try to rectify what they had done. And so the damage that they had done, I don't know if there was maybe some type of financial thing that they were going to donate or whatever, but they were like, please. Literally, they brought this business to their knees. And so to be able to do that on a small scale, and because they take, I'm telling you, they take Marion Barry very personal out here. So to be able to do that on a small scale, like just imagine if we could do that to a Target or a Walmart or whatever, and don't worry about the collateral damage, because just like you said, if I can get a $7 an hour job over there, I can get a $7 an hour job somewhere else. Or perhaps it'll make me step my game up and do something different. You know what I mean? Yeah. So fuck the collateral damage. Do what you got to do. These Black-owned business owners who have their products inside Target, they will be okay. They making enough. Hopefully they are getting their shit together so that they're not totally dependent upon Target. And there's going to be other alternative resources for them to be able to do it. But do it. That we need to send a message.
Yeah. Yeah, I love this. I want to go back to something that somebody said. Was it Deborah? Somebody said that we should not patronize Meta and Instagram. Do you see that somewhere? It's somewhere in here. But basically, like, social media is a huge, I mean, Marlo just said we have to use social media, right? We have to use those programs those platforms that we know to some extent are behind it, like that would toss us out, right? We know that Meta is not for us. We know that they're in cahoots with the orange man. So I mean, what do you say about that? Us using the same platform? Do we hop on, Be One Nation and fan base? Is this something that we can do before, maybe it's not before the 28th or on the 28th, but I'm just thinking, like, do we take ourselves away from those platforms?
I mean, we make them what they are, right? Twitter was lit because Black people were on Twitter. You go to Twitter now, it's not the same Twitter. Instagram is fly because Black creators make it fly. Same with TikTok, right? We kept seeing the white kids going viral, but what we didn't see until it got exposed was that they were taking dances from underperforming Black creators and they were using their big platforms to push it out, right? So we make them lit. There are Black alternatives, right? There is Be One Nation. There is a fan base. There are alternatives that are Black owned where we can go and sing our Black songs and hopefully grow Black businesses, right? Like, obviously people have infrastructure built into Meta. People have infrastructure built into, TikTok and all these other places where they're making money while they sleep. Everybody loves to make see the little cha-ching when you wake up in the morning. It's so much fun. But the reality is, I think somebody already said it in the chat, you got to get uncomfortable if you're growing and trying to move into a different space. And if what we talk about here day after day after day on Fly Nubian Money, if that's what we really want as a collective, even if it's 10% of the collective, we got to do the uncomfortable thing to get to where we're trying to go. We can't always be comfortable and, relaxed and chilling. Growth does not even happen in a comfort space, right? That's where complacency is, comfort. So we got to get uncomfortable so we can get the things that we want out of this whole situation.
Okay, this whole hour has went by so fast, and I want to ask so many more questions, but I know that I can't. Gwen, can you do me a favor? I just want to make sure that I respect you and run these graphics. So I want to read the graphics because I thought they were really good and I want people to know, and then we're going to jump into final thoughts. Can I see them, please? All right. Black Americans, I already read that. I read it. I read it. I read it. I read it. I did it. Oh, that was it. Okay, I got through all of them. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and start our final thoughts. I'm going to start with you, Moya.
So I believe the biggest thing that we have to really focus on that we haven't really spoke about, but Dr. Joe touched upon it, is really education, and not only educating ourselves, but also educating our youth. Because one of the things that we have to keep in mind is what made the civil rights movement very effective was the fact that our kids were heavily involved. And because they also set the tone for many of these social media trends and what makes things popular. And we have to really utilize them. We have to really speak to them. And one of the things that we can speak to them in ways that are entertaining. I know we cringe when we say, oh, it has to be entertaining. But that's one of the things that makes the civil rights movement effective. It was really a three-pronged strategy. We're talking about education, we're talking about entertainment, whether that was through music, plays, Raisin in the Sun, books, and litigation. So we have to really focus on those areas. But for us, it's really when we take the time to see what our kids can do and to make it a family affair and a family event. So I think that would make it very effective. So my name is Moya. If you have any tax questions. It is tax season. I seen somebody in the chat say they received their tax refund and they looks like they put it towards a business. So congratulations. If you have your child who's going into college and you want to know what scholarships are available to them, definitely reach out to me on Instagram at moya.business.
Make sure, what is it? I love it. It's legacy over loans, right?
Yeah, legacy over
Legacy
loan.
over loans. Yes, I love that. Make sure that you support. Again, this is all supporting Black business, but that is a wonderful. I had to remind, because Constance, am I pointing at the right person? Constance. Oh, Constance has some children in college right now, and I was like, "Girl, call Moya." She was like, "That's right." And so she, is trying to get these kids through college without having debt afterwards. So just make sure that we are leaning on one another, because everything that we have is right here. I'm gonna go ahead to my wealth activist next and see what she has to say.
Power to the people. No, I'm kidding. I say, y'all, I love us, and I just know that we can do it. Let's just do it. The 28th, let's eat that. Let's eat that elephant a bite at a time. Don't try to take off bite off more than we can chew, and let's start there. Let's just start there. I don't believe anything. I don't believe all the things that we've adopted, that we say about each other, that has been placed on us. We can do things. We can stick together. We are not crabs in the barrel. We can move forward. We can make a difference. Money talks, y'all. And we have to get out of being comfortable, like Marlo said. And we got to stop thinking about convenience. We've been so spoiled with convenience lately, and it's okay. Just for a little bit. If we could be inconvenienced just for a little bit, we'll have a great return. That's where I'm at. So where can you find me? Everywhere. I am Constance Carter. I'm here 5 days a week. Also at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Tiara and we are on the Grow Your Money podcast, talking about all things on how to grow your money and not blow your money. And I help Black women with the Net 7 Collective, and I am taking new Black women. So if you're interested, go to net7bbs.com.
Perfect. And make sure yes, so do that. I think I have y'all got to make sure y'all give me y'all links so I can put them at the bottom of the screen while y'all talking. But make sure you check us out on the Grow Your Money podcast. We have a lot of fun there. Joe, what you say, therapist Joe? Therapize us, sir.
Therapize.
I think it's really easy to brush past what I said about community and education, but we're talking about community right now. Community takes communication. So we need to understand all of our lived experiences and perspectives and learn how to talk to each other in a validating way so that we don't continue to tear each other down. Here we are in a space right now that's about uplifting the Black community. That's pretty much the main focus of this show, right? But, a man comes into this space and has threatened violence against me twice, right? So, I mean, my first instinct is to tell him, hey, I'll pull up in Atlanta and beat you in your daddy's ass. But that's not going to solve anything or help anything. Um, so we have to go back and, like Moya said, we have to start from the bottom up and make sure the next generation don't come into this situation as ignorant as some of us are right now. And like Tiara said, there are major pockets of communities that are on code, right? And we have to make sure that if we are patronizing this thing, we're treating each other with genuine respect, right? Like I'm a Black owned business. If you come to me, I'm going to treat you with compassion and empathy. I'm not going to dog you out, right? I'm not going to dog you out. I'm not going to treat you bad. I'm not going to take advantage of you. I'm not going to do any of those things. And if you have a business that's Black owned and you treat me well, I'm going to be there. Period. You already won. If you have something that I need and you treat me well and you're Black owned, you win. I'm there. And like Tiara said, people are on code all over the world. So let's just get on code together and learn how to talk to each other so that we don't continue to tear each other down, because we cannot advance beating each other up and tearing each other apart. We just can't do it. And we have all of these ideas and we're really intelligent, really smart, but it just comes down to that basic thing, and we can't brush past it too fast. We need to learn how to communicate with one another without, tearing each other apart.
Yeah, I love that. And y'all gotta, y'all, we want to promote a space of love in here. I know y'all like to come in here and talk shit, anonymous, and you want to come in here and be the opposing thought. But like, if that's not how you feel in real life, we know you love us in real life because you're here every single day. And so I don't mind a little bit of, a little bit. I don't mind opposite. I don't mind opposing thoughts, but don't come in here to talk shit and to disrespect people in this room, or we just gonna have to tell you not to come. Period. That's not what we got going on here. So if you ain't about that life, don't come here. All right. So Marlo, let's move it on. What do you have to say?
Can't believe you making me follow Joe and all his compassion, baby Jesus. Um, what Moya said was most striking to me, and it is where we got off key. Right. My mother is a child of the civil rights era. I was taught the pro-black things. That wasn't always available to me because just in a military experience, it's not. But children need to understand, right? If we as adults are saying we're going to move forward, we're going to take the 28th and then maybe the first, and we, incremental baby steps, however you plan to execute this, if you plan to execute it, include your children. Explain to them why. Explain to them why if Houston's don't want to seat you, you don't need to go back. My daddy raised me. He used to say, my money's spent anywhere. That Negro will walk out of any scenario if he felt like he was being disrespected with his money in his pocket. And we need to get more active in that way. We need to take care of us. You don't need to go to social media. The people ain't seat you. Don't go there no more. And share it with your friends and family, right? So that you don't get all of the extra feedback from people who don't want to participate. I've said it before, everybody not going to come. Everybody not going to boycott. Everybody is not going to contribute to the collective so that we could get to where we ultimately say we want to be. And that's fine. You don't have to, because we're not a monolith. But for those of you who want to, baby steps, right? Maybe you take a different route home so that you can stop intentionally at a Black owned corner store or grocery store or hardware store, right? Comfort is not your friend in this moment, right? Get uncomfortable, become intentional, and one day at a time, because that's, baby steps. That's how you learn to walk. You learn to walk by teetering and tottering before you really learn to walk. And that's where we at. We at the teetering and tottering stage in this won't we boycott blackout. Can't tell you what to do, but you know what's best for you and your family. If you're looking for me, I am Marlo Layson. I create digital content in the form of video and the written word. It's all over the internet. If you are looking for me, you can just search my name, or you can follow me on Instagram. My handle is right there at @Marlo with the underscore on the end.
Yes, I love it. Listen, you guys have taught me so much today, or just gave me a lot to consider, right? Um, So I have a plan. I wrote down the plan. We've documented the Fly Nubian Money Black Boycott plan that's going to pop off on February 28th. It's a Friday, so we're going to be in here. So it's like 2 Fridays from today, right? Or something like that. I think I think that's what it said. So what we're going to do is we are going to start with Moya's suggestion of a text chain. We're gonna post content. We're gonna tell our family and friends. We're gonna post content and make it as cool as y'all made these damn Juneteenth barbecues and all of that, because we make things cool. We are the culture. That's what Black people do. We know how to make anything look like I want to go. So make it look like I want to go. Right? You do that easily. Constance said, Joe said to educate yourself and make sure that you're leading with a level of good mindset, and do good business, be good to people, be good human beings, and then Constance says to tell your friends and your family. So we want to make sure that we're following all of those. That's our plans. That's what we're gonna do. We have people in the chat who said they're not gonna patronize Louis Vuitton. They might maybe get off Meta, but I don't get on fan base. Just do something different. To me, if you hear something that is going to benefit Black people on that day and forevermore, Like, I don't want this to be something that we do on the 28th and the next day we forget about Black people. Like, what's the purpose of that? If we can just, like you said, one day, take one day to do something towards Black business or Black people, I think we would make a difference. If we just took one thing, one day, you know, what is that? Getting 1% better every single day. And if we have 365 days a year and you're doing one thing towards one Black business, man, imagine how powerful that can be. I mean, you do it at Target, you do it at Walmart, you do it for the others. Like, let's just maybe that'll be my focus, just to do one thing towards one Black business every day. Listen, Black people, we have a Black directory, a Black business directory that we are compiling and we are building. And so if you want information, want to submit your information, it's completely free. You can just hit me at info@realvirtual.net. Can you please put our email at the bottom of the screen, Gwen, please? Yes, there it is. There's our email. So info@realvirtual.net to join our Black business directory. Make sure that you tell me the name of your business, what you all do, and give me information about your business. Just don't send me a link, a YouTube link, and just say that's it, because I can't add that to the directory. So, Black people, it's been amazing to spend time with you. I want to thank my queens for coming. Thank you so much. It's Friday. It's Valentine's Day. I pray that you all have someone that tonight is going to rub your feet and massage your back. But if you don't, hopefully you
I
are
ain't
going
got
to.
nobody, but I'm on a few Negroes lists. So I'm like, I got the Happy Valentine. I said, oh God, I'm on your list. I hope I'm at the top of your list, because I know I know y'all Negroes out there just telling everybody Happy Valentine. I'm on a few people's lists.
Constance, it was just for you. They sent it just to you. You are
That's
the
what
one
they
and only
said.
on their list.
That's what they said. But I text them all back. Thank you for including me on your list.
My mama texted me this morning and was like, Happy Valentine's Day. I was like, oh, hey, mom.
I ain't heard from these Negroes in 3 months. Oh,
Hey, big head, what you doing tonight? Nothing,
right,
nothing.
right.
But I'm hoping that somebody is rubbing your feet and rubbing your back, y'all. And if not, then you take the day to love on yourself. Listen, we love y'all. We love you. We want to see you thrive. Make sure that you follow my good queens, my good sisses that are on this panel. And I think that's it. I think we can just
Wait,
go to our Black history.
Alicia Fuller said, how do we add? So you might want to put info at realvirtual.net again so she can know
Okay,
whether.
thank you. Yeah. Let's go ahead and put okay, here we go. So go ahead and okay. Go ahead and email me at info@realvirtual.net. Make sure you include all your business information. I want to get into this Black History thought, but before we do that, we want to tell you peace and love. Happy Valentine's Day. Have a wonderful weekend. We will see you Monday morning. We go live Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Text the word Queens to 87948. That's Queens to 87948. And we will see you next week, y'all. We love y'all, Black people.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven.
Imagine fighting for justice, not with speeches or marches, but with delicious fried chicken and homemade pies. That's exactly what Georgia Gilmore did during the Montgomery bus boycott. When Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat and the Black community stopped riding buses in protest, people needed money for gas and carpooling. That's where Georgia stepped in. She started the Club from Nowhere, a secret group of women who cooked and sold food to raise money for the boycott. Georgia's Kitchen became a hub for change, feeding civil rights leaders like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. while keeping the movement going strong. Her food was more than just a meal. It was fuel for freedom. Pies from Nowhere, How Georgia Gilmore Sustained the Montgomery Bus Boycott by Dee Romito is a powerful story that shows how one woman's passion for cooking became a force for justice. Georgia Gilmore didn't just cook. She built a movement, proving that change happens when ordinary people step up in extraordinary ways. Her legacy challenges us all to ask, what role will we play in the fight for justice?
Till victory is won.